It happened last night. I was in New York, right? And I went and performed at the Cellar, which is a big time comedy club there. The OG Cellar, the original. As soon as I got in there, they like, hell yeah, come on, do 10 minutes, instantly, all good. They put me on, and after I left there, somebody was like, man, Tony Woods, one of my big bros in the game, he performing around the corner at this other Cellar, but it's a bigger room. I go over there, see Tony, we embrace each other, love. Tony like, man, you ever been over here? I was like, nah. He was like, you got to go on. You got to give us 10 minutes. I'm like, bet. He goes to the manager, go, Mel, put Deon on. The manager goes, I don't know him. So Tony was like, oh, well, okay, man, shit. Well, let me tell you about him. This Deon Cole, whatever. So dude was like, nah, I don't know him. So Tony was like,
some dope ass sunglasses. I ain't gonna front. Them sunglasses is hard, Deon. I'm watching Deon Cole talking about the story of being sunned on in New York. Hit the thumbs up button.
Yo, fuck this. I'm gonna go over to the host. So he goes to the host, a guy named Artie, and he goes, so he looking for Artie. I see Artie. Me and Artie hug. I embrace Artie. Yo, man, how you doing? You know, my God. So after we done hugging and shit, Tony Woods pop up, and Tony Woods is like, yo. He go up to Artie, like, man, put Deon on. And Artie go, yeah, you got to ask the manager. Tony like, fuck you mean? He was like, nah. He said, all right. He said, I asked him. The dude said he ain't know him. So Artie was like, oh, well, shit, you know. And Tony was like, what? They'll put Deon on for 10 minutes, man. What is you doing? So Artie was like, I got to call management and find out if I can put him on. And he was like, what? He said, what do you mean? So I was like, look, man, I'm going to leave, man. I'm going to go ahead and go. You know, I ain't even asked to go on. So Tony was like, nah, dude, you ain't going nowhere. So I'm standing there, and then Artie comes up to me. He goes, yeah, I got to ask management if you can go on or whatever, man. You know, so, you know, let's wait to see what they say. So I was like,
this is why we need to have our own clubs and stuff. I'm pretty sure this club that this Cellar thing ain't owned by black folks. Artie Fuqua is a black comedian too. So in fact, you got to ask somebody. This is Deon Cole. He been in the game over 20-something years. Come on now.
Dude, it ain't even that serious. It's all good or whatever. So I'm chilling. Tony like, no, you ain't going nowhere. So I'm sitting there, and then Artie come back up to me later and go, yeah, I'm still waiting on management to call to ask you if you can get on or whatever, but I don't know if you want to wait or not. And I just was like, dude, I'm out, man. It's all love. I could not believe that he was like, I have to ask the management if you can go on in 10 minutes. I ain't had that happen in I don't know how many years of my career that somebody would say that. I couldn't believe that. And I'm like, this New York, yo. I shot my special here. What are you talking about? Well, I couldn't believe them cats played me like that. Tony Woods was like, are you crazy? Tony would not let me leave. Tony was going crazy. Like, dude, y'all put him on. Well, Artie wouldn't put me on. And he said management wouldn't call him back. And the other manager was like, I don't know who he is. And it wasn't like he was vouching for me. He just was like, oh, well, they said no. Couldn't believe that. I'm like, New York City, like, really? That shit hurt my heart, man, but it's all love. Chicago, I will be at the Wintrust Arena, September 14th. Please come on out, man. My third and a half Netflix special, fifth special overall. September 7th.
We should stop going to that name. For them to be a comedy club and don't know who the top acts are. This dude has been in TV shows, hit movies, like big budget films. Like, you don't know who this guy is. Like, if he was being an arrogant asshole or he was being a racist, one of the two or both.
On Netflix, man, my new special. Y'all check it out. I could not believe that happened to me, man. But it's all good.
White people have that kind of shit. Like, if I don't know who you are, then you ain't shit in my eyes. Motherfucker, everybody else will know who you are, but I don't know, you ain't nothing. Whatever.
All right. couldn't believe it, man. But I love New York, but can't believe y'all did that to me. That was wild. And they did not let me on. I did not go on. I left. So shout out to Tony Woods, man. Appreciate you, man. And don't believe that, New York. It's all good. All right, y'all.
I don't like New York. I remember I stayed in New York. I laid over in New York for a couple of hours, and they really do got fucked up attitudes out there. One chick, there was a lady. She was in her uniform. She was at work. I asked. She was in customer service, and I asked her. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." She's like, "What?" That's how she answered me. What? I'm like, "Are you serious? Ain't you working?" I started to say something like, "No, I just want to get on my flight." She was one of them wannabe white Puerto Rican chicks. That's what you have. We have those in Florida too. Them wannabe white Puerto Ricans. But yeah, I'm like, how you got a uniform? You talking to a customer like that? A guest? Like, what do you? I'm not even at the airport and they got fucked up attitudes out. I'm like, I'm cool on New York, you know. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video, man? This is Deon Cole. I want to see him perform on stage. I like his stand up. He's very funny too. Which is that whoever that manager is who don't know who Tony, if he was being an asshole, how you don't know who Deon Cole is? I said Tony Woods. Deon Cole. How you don't know who? Which Tony Woods is a legend too. He's been around since the Def Comedy days. But the fact you don't know who Deon Cole is, he was on a hit TV show, Blackish, that was on for like 6 years on ABC, on a major network. You know what I'm saying? He's been on Conan O'Brien, all the top shows with comedians at. He's been on Jimmy Kimmel, and you don't, like, yeah, whoever that manager is, that guy is, he had to ask and say he don't know who he is. He needs to be fired, whoever he is. He's an incompetent idiot that probably got his job because he probably is related to the owner of the club, which usually how it is. Motherfucker don't have no experience on their job, but they just only experience is they akin to the person who owns the particular business. You know what I'm saying? But that's foul. They won't let this man on stage. You know, I wouldn't go back to that club ever again. Even if they invite me to come back, I wouldn't go back to that shit. You know, it's more clubs in New York, especially in New York. They got comedy clubs all over the place. You know, I think the Cellar is supposed to be a big deal though. That's like a well-known, been around for years club. So, but still, you got Deon Cole. He good. That's why he wasn't even tripping. You know, he got specials on Netflix. I think he has at least 2. That's another thing. That's like the whole goal of every comedian is to get a Netflix special. This man has 2. I think Deon Cole has 2 Netflix specials. And you don't know. Come on, man. Yeah, that dude's an idiot. He needs to be, whoever is the manager at the Cellar who didn't let Deon Cole on, he needs to be fired. That's some bullshit.